Welcome back, everyone, to the Chris Feeds More Sports Podcast. Earlier this week, I was joined by national champion and former Kentucky volleyball setter Madison Lilly. Today, I am here with former first-team All-American and national champion Avery Skinner. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me today.
You're welcome. And before I start this podcast, I want to wish you a happy belated birthday. I saw you turned 23 this week, so congrats on that.
I did. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, so let's get into the podcast. So I brought you on because this past Sunday marked exactly 1 year since y'all won the championship. How did that feel?
Honestly, it's crazy that it's been a year. Time has really flown since we've all left. But it was just great to kind of relive those memories, watch the videos again. They were kind of flashing back all week through the week and what it looked like leading up to the national championship. So it was really great to kind of just relive those. I mean, it's such a defining moment in all of our lives. So it was really great and exciting.
I'm glad to hear. With you being from Texas, how did it feel, to play against the University of Texas in the championship game?
Oh, great. I mean, it's definitely, there was a little extra rivalry because I am from there, but Texas was a really great team. So I think we were all just really pumped to be able to play them. I know a lot of those girls. I played against them growing up, so that adds a little fuel to the fire for sure.
And you all went down 1-0 in the first set to Texas. How did you and the team make sure to stay composed and, come back from that 1-0 deficit to win the championship?
Yeah, I think it was hard because we really did have such a successful season. And so there weren't many moments where we were really down and pinned against the wall in a way. And so, but we did have those moments. And one I think of is Florida, where we lost and we were kind of caught off guard. And so it was in that moment where we were kind of like, we've been here before, we have been down, and we know that we can come back. And so kind of pulling from those experiences and knowing and having the confidence that we could was a really big factor when we were down that first set.
Mm-hmm. And do you think that loss to Florida really helped y'all to be able to, win a championship? Because after that game, it was towards the end of the year, y'all came back the next day, swept Florida, and then eventually, became NCAA champs.
For sure. I honestly don't know if we would have won if we hadn't had that loss. I think knowing that, I mean, everyone is beatable. And if you let your guard down at any point, someone can kind of come in and take that win away from you. And so having that experience, thankfully, before the tournament, helped us when we were in that really big moment and needed to step up.
And then could you also talk about playing at UK your last year with dealing with a COVID-19 year and then also playing in the spring compared to fall? Could you just describe that to me?
Yeah, definitely way different than anyone had ever experienced. Usually, the spring is a time to train, let your bodies rest, amp up the school. But obviously, we didn't have that, and we played 2 seasons. And so it was a lot of just kind of managing bodies, managing mental health. It's difficult to be playing for so long and not kind of having that break. So it was a lot of kind of managing, but ultimately, I think our team handled it so well, and the coaching staff did an amazing job of checking in on us, making sure that they were doing everything that we needed, and we wanted to do everything we could to help them. So it really was a group effort, but at the end, being able to win in such a difficult year was even more rewarding.
And I'm glad, you all won. I'm a big fan of UK, close to the Lexington area, so I was happy about that, even though you all beat my Hilltoppers 2 years while I was in,
Oh, yes. That was a great game, though.
Could you also describe what the bubble was like in Omaha, Nebraska?
Yes. So again, something we had never experienced before. We had all been in quarantine at some point, probably throughout the season. But the bubble was very different because we were in a hotel almost all the time. And of course, we were trying to be very careful because unfortunately there was a team that had to leave because of COVID. So we didn't want it to be us. So the limited contact with the outside world was a little different. But we played games. We had a meeting room that we could all hang out together in. We had a painting night. So they really tried to make it as fun as possible. And I think it also kind of helped with focus too, just because there wasn't a lot of other factors playing in. We were all there together in the hotel. So
did you have like a best memory from being stuck in that hotel for 2 weeks or so?
oh goodness. Honestly, I would say just the time that we all had in the evenings to play games. We did that some in Lexington, but obviously we had more extended periods of time. So we all really get into it playing card games. Everyone's super competitive. So that was always a fun night whenever we were able to do that.
Mhm. And we talked a little bit earlier about losing to Florida, but you won 4 straight SEC championships while you were at UK. What did that mean to you while being?
That's hard to do. And looking back, and I mean, it's just, it does mean so much to be able to do that and leave that legacy. And that's really all our senior class wanted to do, was just leave a legacy and set an example for those that came but after us, because the people before us did the same thing, and they really kind of paved the way for us to get to the point where we were able to win those 4 championships, and then ultimately the national championship. So I mean, it really felt great. Having those 4 rings is amazing, great for pictures. And I mean, we have the memories with each team that we won the championship with as well, and that's honestly more valuable than anything.
And then also UK won a 5th year in a row the following season or this past year. So that's exciting. Speaking of the seniors previously, who were the seniors that were on the team whenever you were a freshman?
When I was a freshman, so Kaz Brown, Emily Franklin, Darian Mack, and Ashley Dushek were the 4. It tested my memory a little bit.
Hey, you remembered at least.
Yes.
Mhm. So my next question is, do you think having the team last year with mainly upperclassmen, you all had 7 on the team, 4 seniors counting you, and then 3 juniors. Do you think that helped out at all?
I definitely do. I mean, the senior class, we had that experience. Obviously, we had not been to a Final Four before, so we didn't have that, but we had been in big moments and we were all very close. And the relationships that we all had off the court, I think really helped translate when we were in those tight moments, because I can trust you off the court. I can trust you in this moment. So I definitely would say that having just the experience of people who have played was really important and helped us for sure.
Mhm. Do you keep in contact with the 3 other seniors that were on the team at all?
Yes, I do. Especially, I mean, we try to have calls as frequently as possible. Obviously, Instagram's great to just kind of see what everyone's doing. But we really do try to stay in touch. Just, I mean, the friendships that we made and the bond that we created while being at Kentucky is something that I hope never ends. And we really have tried to kind of keep that going so it doesn't.
Speaking of teammates, how did it feel to play with your younger sister, Maddie, while being at UK?
It was great. We played in high school a year together, but being able to play in college in just such a transformative time of her life and mine was just amazing. And being able to just her able to come over to my house during the week, or being able to, I saw her every single day at practice. That was something that I hadn't done for 3 years because she was still in high school. So it was really great and a very special year for us both.
Did you ever get questions that you all were related, or also even related to, the head coach at UK with Craig Skinner?
It wouldn't be an interview without this question. Yes, all the time. People are always asking, is this your uncle? Is this your dad? And I think we all kind of got used to just saying, no, it is not. Maddie and I are related. Craig is not our dad, but I mean, he's great.
So, I'm glad I asked the same question that.
Yeah.
Uh, and before we get into what you are doing currently, what made you want to commit to Kentucky while you were in Texas?
Yeah. Honestly, it really came down to the people for me. I started talking to Kentucky a little bit later than I had other schools. But from my very first phone call to my first visit, it was very evident that they really did care about the people first. And of course, the volleyball was a really important factor, but that stayed true from the time that I went on my visit to the time that I graduated. And the relationships that I've made with the coaching staff, the support staff, are so valuable to me. And I'm so grateful for those people and all that they did to help me, not just on the court, but off the court as well.
And after you graduated from UK, you transferred to Baylor for your grad transfer. What did that mean to you playing in your home state for your last year?
Yeah, definitely bittersweet. I absolutely love Kentucky, but I really wanted to kind of go somewhere for school because that is my future that I really want to have long term down the road. But it was really great to come back home. It's nice being able to drive home when before I had to take a flight, and just kind of being back in my home state has been really great.
Mhm. What was it like to play in your final collegiate volleyball game?
Um, Honestly, it's just crazy playing in your last game and playing in something. I mean, I've been doing it for so long. And so, kind of ending that chapter of what I had wanted to do my entire life, basically, when I started volleyball, I just wanted to play collegiate volleyball. And so, ending that part of my life definitely was sad, but also exciting because I had so many memories, so much to look back on, so many people that played such an important role in that period. And then I also am not done playing. So it wasn't like I was fully hanging up the shoes, but it definitely was sad to finish.
Mhm. Now let's get into what you are doing currently. Are you still at Baylor in graduate school for, I think it was communication sciences and disorders, correct?
Yes, I'm in the graduate program for the speech language pathology tract, and I'm still here in school.
How much longer do you have left for your master's?
So I will be here this summer finishing my clinicals, and then I'm going to go play. So I will be done with all of the things I need to do in Waco for grad school before August.
Before August. Are you planning to take a trip to UK this summer at all?
I definitely am. I will be back in May, June, and hopefully July. So I will be coming back a couple times just to see everyone. Hopefully, be able to work a camp or two because I miss it a lot.
And I saw Madison Lilly already actually signed up for to do a camp. I saw her tweet or Instagram post today. So maybe, teammates can get back together and do a camp together.
Yes, I know. I'm hoping she's where I'll be staying with her. So hopefully we can make it work.
Yeah, hopefully. All right. That's all the questions I had. Do you have anything else you would like to add?
Not really. I just want to thank you for having me. It's been great to talk.
It's been great to talk to you too. I appreciate it. And I hope you have a good rest of your day.
I appreciate it. You too.
Thank you.
Bye.